Vietnam War. Please note that all of my answers come from previously assigned readings, Lesson 13 of Chapter 28 in the American Yao. Number 1. Explain the causes of the Vietnam War. After World War II, Vietnam sought independence from France led by Ho Chi Minh. The US was helping France against Vietnam even though it violated the tenets of self-determination laid out by the United Nations. The US policymakers feared that Vietnam might fall into communism and that the other Southeast Asian countries would follow like a row of falling dominoes. Eisenhower and Kennedy viewed Vietnam as a potential barrier to the spread of communism through the region of perhaps the world. The French eventually surrendered, but the peace treaties, especially the Genevieve Accords of 1954, divided the nation into North and South. The South were deployed with many American soldiers who were supposed to protect the region from aggression in the North. Kennedy was the president who allowed the deployment of these soldiers, but it was Lyndon B. Johnson who allowed the US to engage in war there. An election was to be done to reunite the North and the South, but there was a failure to perform it, which made the Vietnam War inevitable. Both parties concluded that the only way to achieve a unified Vietnam was through armed struggle and revolution. Number 2, what was the Gulf of Tonkin's resolution? What power did it give the president? Why was it so problematic? Provide 2 reasons. Well, after 2 US ships in the Gulf of Tonkin were supposedly attacked by the North Vietnamese patrol boats, Lyndon B. Johnson asked the Congress to take all necessary measures to protect the south of Vietnam through the Tonkin Gulf Resolution. This gave the president power to bypass congressional approval for sending troops overseas. This was problematic because the Congress never declared war against Vietnam, but because the checks and balances were compromised in the Gulf of Tonkin's resolution. Troops were deployed even without real reasons of threat. The US troops could not tell who were their allies and who were their enemies. Because of this, they destroyed thousands of villages and killed thousands of civilians. Number 3, explain at least 3 ways in which the Vietnam War was so problematic and controversial. You must use the John Kerry speech as a primary source. Number 1, Americans did not understand what they were fighting for. Kerry argued that the US was not protecting American liberty, but was instead caught in a civil war that had nothing to do with US security. He described it as a sense of nothingness, where troops realized they were losing lives and limbs for territory they would capture one day and abandon the next. Number 2, American troops did not know the Vietnamese people and their culture. Kerry also highlighted a massive cultural gap that led to dehumanization and tragedy, because the US military was trained for conventional warfare against a visible enemy. But they were not prepared for guerrilla war in a foreign culture. 3, most of the Vietnamese people did not like the presence of the US troops in their country. Kerry spoke of the irony where US forces would destroy a village in order to save it. He described the burning of homes and the creation of free fire zones that turned the local population against the Americans. Number 4, what were the Pentagon's papers? What did the public learn from them? Well, the Pentagon Papers were published by the New York Times in 1971, and it shows how the US governments had been deceiving the public about the war. This showed that the Gulf of Tonkin attack wasn't the way it was portrayed by Johnson. The truth was that the US attacked the Vietnamese boat first. They also showed that the US had expanded the war through secret bombing and raids while publicly claiming to seek peace, and that the primary goal was not just a free Vietnam, but to avoid humiliating US defeat. How and when did the war end? What happened in Vietnam 2 years after the war ended? The war ended with many lives lost. That is the truth. The US lost 58,000 brave soldiers, while Vietnam lost approximately 3 to 4 million people. They all had dreams and families who waited for them to return home. Their lives were lost to very useless cause. In the book, it also highlighted the Paris Peace Agreement that was signed in January of 1973. In 1975, 2 years after the North Vietnam troops looked over Saigon and unite the nation under a communist government. How did the Vietnam War change America? After the Vietnam War, the American people have lost their trust in the government. With the publishing of the Pentagon Papers, there was increasing skepticism towards the government. This led to the enactment of the War Powers Act signed in 1973 that limits the president's ability to commit troops to combat without congressional approval. The 26th Amendment also lowered the voting age from 21 to 18 years old, with the logic that if you are old enough to be drafted to die, you are old enough to vote. Cold War. In Cold War, please note also that all my answers come from previously assigned readings, lesson 10 of chapter 25 in the American Yell. So, explain how both the United States and the Soviet Union went about getting more countries to join their team. Well, both superpowers used a mix of economic aid, military alliance, and covert operations to expand their spheres of influence. The Soviet Union primarily expanded by installing satellite states in Eastern Europe, creating the Warsaw Pact, and supporting Marxist-Leninist revolution in decolonizing nations. The United States used the Marshall Plan to rebuild Europe economically, making capitalism attractive, and form NATO for collective military security. Provide at least 2 examples of ways in which the American leaders worked to spread our systems of government throughout the world, even against the will of the people who live in these places. In Iran, the CIA orchestrated a co-op to overthrow the democratically elected Prime Minister Mohammad Mossadegh after he nationalized the oil industry. The US replaced him with the pro-Western Shah, whose autocratic rule lasted decades. In Guatemala, the US backed a military co-op to oust President Jacobo Arbenz. His land reform threatened the interests of the American-owned United Fruit Company, so the US labeled him a communist threat and installed a military dictatorship. How did the confidence of the Americans change after 1949? Why did this happen? Before 1949, the Americans felt relatively secure due to the nuclear monopoly and the success of the Berlin airlift. After 1949, this confidence evaporated due to 2 major events. One, in August 1949, the USSR successfully detonated its first atomic bomb. This ended the US nuclear monopoly years earlier than experts predicted. Mao Zedong Communist Party won the Chinese Civil War. Establishing the People's Republic of China, this led accusation that the US government had lost China to communism. For explain what MAD was, do you think the policy of MAD contributed to world peace and why? MAD means mutually assured destruction. MAD was a military strategy based on the idea that the full-scale use of nuclear weapons by two opposing sides would effectively result in the total annihilation of both the attacker and the defender. And yes, it did contribute to world peace because the cause of war was total extinction. The superpowers never fought each other directly, avoiding World War III. It turned nuclear weapons into deterrents rather than active tools of war. Explain two of these events of ideas. Purpose and outcomes of the Korean War. The purpose, after North Korea invaded South Korea in 1950, the US and the UN intervened. The goal was containment, specifically pushing communism forces back above the 38th parallel to prevent the total takeover of the peninsula. Outcome, the war ended in a statement in 1953 with an armistice, not a peace treaty. The border remained almost exactly where it started. At the 38th parallel, it established a permanent US military presence in South Korea and intensified the global Cold War. Containment theory or domino theory. This was a strategic belief that if one country in a region fell to communism, the surrounding countries would inevitably follow like a row of falling dominoes. This theory was the primary justification for US involvement in Southeast Asia. Leaders believed that losing Vietnam would lead to the loss of Laos, Cambodia, and eventually even Australia or Hawaii.